Although all of the ISTE standards for students are important, I would like to focus on standard number 6, which places an emphasis on students becoming creative and effective communicators through the use of technology. Standard number 6 for students reads, "Students communicate clearly and express themselves creatively for a variety of purposes, using the platforms, tools, styles, formats, and digital media appropriate to their goals." The 4 indicators of becoming an effective and creative communicator are: students choose the appropriate platforms and tools for meeting the desired objectives of their creation or communication. Students create original works or responsibly repurpose or remix digital resources into new creations. Students communicate complex ideas clearly and effectively by creating or using a variety of digital objects such as visualizations, models, or simulations. And students publish or present content that customizes the message and medium for their intended audiences. The first indicator for this standard is choosing the appropriate platforms and tools. In order to choose the appropriate platforms and tools to meet the desired objectives of their creations, effective communicators should ask themselves some questions. Possible questions they can ask themselves are: what type of information am I presenting? Who is my audience? Where will I be presenting? And what technology will I have available during the presentation? Knowing who the intended audience is can be useful in deciding the type of information that needs to be included and how in-depth the presentation will be. After deciding the type of information to include, knowing where the presentation will occur and the technology available will be useful in deciding what platform will be best for the presentation. This short video provides some more information on how to prepare for a presentation and become an effective communicator.
As a presenter, it is your job to make it easier for your audience to grasp the information. It is important to make sure that you are presenting your material in a clear and organized way. In this video, we will cover how to prepare the content of your presentation and how to create effective visuals. When you are developing the content of your presentation, it is important to know your topic well. Begin by brainstorming ideas and see where you need to fill in information. Next, you have to research your topic. This means using more than Google. Use textbooks, journal articles, statistics, and similar sources. Gather all your info and then organize it. Prepare an outline of how you want to present the information. Keep the goal of your presentation in mind. Include information that is relevant to what you want to communicate to your audience. Do not just include everything you can find on the topic. Transfer the information to cue cards or a single sheet of paper. You can use these to support you during your presentation. Remember, you can't read your presentation off a script, so don't write an essay. Instead, use bullet points to remind you of the next key point. Be sure to know the expected length of time for the presentation and plan accordingly. Make sure you have enough to say. Now that you know what you want to say, you can create visual aids to help communicate that information to your audience. Visual aids are a great way to present your information, but make sure they are a support for your spoken word and not a replacement for them. If you only flip through slides and don't talk much, you won't get a good grade no matter how great your slides are. Visual aids can take many forms, which means you can be creative. Other than PowerPoint, you can use Prezi, posters, charts, hands-on examples, or demonstrations. Keep in mind that you should be comfortable using whatever you use to create your visual aid. If you are using slides, make them simple and uncluttered. Too much text or pictures per slide makes it hard for your audience to digest all the information. This means you shouldn't copy your entire speech onto your slides. A good rule of thumb is to have 1 to 2 slides for every 1 to 2 minutes you are speaking. Slides should be large enough to be seen from the back of the room. Use a font size of at least 32. Use color and contrast, but in moderation. Yellow and orange aren't great colors to use because they are hard to see from a distance. With good content and clear visual aids, you will be well prepared to give a great presentation. Thanks for watching.
The next two indicators seem to go hand in hand. Students can create original works in order to communicate effectively. With all of the tools available online today, students have more opportunities than ever to create original works in order to communicate effectively. In the article, Communicating Science Creatively by Ben Smith and Jared Mader, they state that creating original works to communicate learning can take place in virtually any medium. Each image on this slide provides a link to a different type of presentation tool. Prezi can be used to create an interactive presentation. Glogster provides a way to make an interactive poster board. Pictochart is a tool that can be used to create infographics. Powtoon and Vimeo are platforms where students can create videos or animated projects. Take time to check out the links on this slide as well. Each link has even more presentation tools students can choose from, as well as descriptions and videos that can help students get started creating their own original works. The final indicator of this standard focuses on the publishing of student work. Again, with the help of the internet, students have the opportunity to be heard by more people than ever. Students should focus on being heard for the right reasons. By publishing their work, students can start to find their place in this digital world. Students can create websites using many free website generators, such as Wix, Squarespace, and Google Sites. Students can also start an online blog to share their ideas and work. Another way students can communicate is by creating a PLN, or Personalized Learning Network. Part of communication is listening as well as sharing. By creating a PLN and being active within that network, students can learn from others who are interested in similar topics, as well as share their ideas on said topics. Why is this an important standard? According to Smith and Mader, focusing on reimagining your classroom to incorporate this standard will give students the chance to practice multiple skills. Students can learn how to use new tools and adapt their knowledge to new situations. It also requires students to show their understanding of a topic on a deeper level. In order to communicate effectively, students must thoroughly understand the topic. Smith and Mader focus on communication from a scientific standpoint, as their article focuses on using these tools in a science classroom, but their ideas can translate to all subject areas. Another reason to focus on this standard is brought to our attention by a study performed by Amy Antonio and David Tuffley. They researched aspects of learning that translated to success of students at an Australian university. One of the biggest aspects that translated to success was engagement. When students were able to engage with the material, they were much more likely to stay in school and find the information valuable. Another aspect Antonio and Tuffley identified was how students thought this skill would translate into life skills. No matter what profession students are pursuing, they will have to be able to communicate effectively. Even if they are not creating presentations, the skills involved can still translate on a daily basis. By keeping students engaged through technology, teachers can more accurately assess them while teaching them important life skills.